Yo, 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 it's your boy Mark Goodman, aka the voice box of the block. I'm back with another one. You know I'm hopping in the window like, bro, man, what's happening? Oh man, I'm excited. You know, I'm always excited because I get super excited when I have returning guests. Because returning guests means I have did enough communicating, I have did enough social my justice to keep communicating, because I like to be in touch with my guests. I like to talk to them and see how they're doing, catch up with them. And I'm with the comedian, the most funniest female I know. What's going on, Miss Lane? How is it going?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
In Salt Lake.
Losing sometimes, but I'm chilling like a mug.
You still in Salt Lake?
I'm still in Salt Lake for about another 2 hours.
Yeah, I was off after talking about you gotta catch a flight, man. Where you going?
I am actually taking my child to SeaWorld.
Wow.
Because she deserves it.
Absolutely. Wonderful mother. I know you rushing and hustling and bustling, but I want to thank you for spending time with me and chopping up with the good guy, because there's a lot been going on, a lot circling. Before I get to that, how's it been going? I mean, it's been a minute since we talked. I mean, I see you been moving around, doing your thing. How's it been going?
I've been so busy, it's ridiculous. I follow you. I actually follow, and you have. I can vouch for that. Yes, you have. I've been busy. I guess you could say blessed. I don't have to. I made that mistake one time. I've never had to until recently, like not even 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Ask somebody to be on the show.
Right.
I've never have in 11 years. I've never went to somebody like, hey, can I be on your show? Can I do your show? Recently I reached out to somebody about doing their show, and they was acting real shitty. So I was like, oh, okay, I see the game. I ain't gonna do that. So I've never done it, and I made the mistake of doing it this one time.
Right.
And I'm going back to, hey, I don't have to seek you out. You know where I am. You come seek me out.
Right.
So I can say I'm blessed that I've never had to really hustle for the comedy dollar. Sometimes it's just fallen in my lap. Sometimes it just came to me, and I appreciate the fact that it's just come to me the way it's come to me.
Yeah, because I think the last thing I saw was we talked about the Buck.
Yeah.
Like, how was that?
Yeah. Buck is special.
I'm trying to get the vision of the audience. You know, I've never been to Salt Lake, so you gotta give me a visual of what's going on.
Buck is of Asian descent of some sort. I want to say he's Polynesian, but he's not. There's a lot of polys there. Okay. But
Buck is the headline.
Is the actual production company. Is what the Buck production. Gotcha. His name is Buck Singh. So
makes sense.
He started doing a lot of stuff locally. I used to do a lot of shows, produce a lot of shows locally, but I really don't have the time. It's nothing more than I don't have the time.
Right.
So he's kind of picked up where some people have left off. And he gives a lot of up and coming comedians the opportunity. Whereas me, I've been around. I just have a busy schedule. Right. So he saw me at an event, and he was like, "You are a fucking monster." And I was like, "But I'm busy." And I'm sorry, but I'm busy. And he was like, "Yo, I want you for a show." And I was like, "Hit me up, send me the details, and we'll figure it out." Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, "All right, cool." And then he hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, I want you on this show." And I was like, "All right, my guy, just put me on the flyer. Let me know when I need to be there." And I showed up, and if anybody's ever worked with me, they'll tell you if my music's not right, I'm not feeling it out the gate.
Right.
If my music's off.
What's the music? What we listening to? What's the music?
Oh, I got a Hitman's playlist. You don't want to fool with me now. I rock Tom Ford by Jay-Z. Okay. A Children's Story by Slick Rick. I'll come out to Little Kim like it's nothing. I like a lot of the classic hip hop, like
the new Little Kim or the old Little Kim.
The old Little Kim. Okay. But then there's also I'll do Remy Ma. I'll do Ja Rule the Damager. I don't know too many people who know who Ja Rule the Damager is. That you an old hip hop head if you know who that is. DJ Cheese actually grew up with my brother, so I got all his stuff before it was ever played on the radio in New York.
Really?
Eric B and Rakim. I'll play Don't Sweat the Technique like it's nothing.
Right.
So if my music's not right and I'm not in that zone, you know what I mean? I'll tell people straight off, if my music's not right and this show's fucked up, blame the DJ. Don't blame me. So I'm picky about my music. I'll take a week and pick a song.
Really?
I'll take a week and pick a song.
Does the song take longer than the actual comic? I mean the you know what I mean?
Well, what I will say is I did a show in New Jersey. I went back home and did a show, and there was a lot of older people there. Mm-hmm. Older, old folks. Oh, not old, but old folks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 45 and up. And I know some people like that's old, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People who know how to dress and actually got decent credit or trying to get that house and got the idea of what's going on in life.
Right.
And I saw the crowd. And when I saw the crowd, I knew the club previously as being a Latin club. So when I went back, it was more this other type of vibe. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and bust up some Cheryl Lynn up in this bitch because they get it. Some right. Joy and Pain let's go ahead and get that in there because they get it. They grew up in that area. Right. But whereas if I do a show for like Buck or even Aaron Wesley, I'll Jay-Z quick, Drake quick. I've done Latifah once or twice.
Right.
The old UNITY and Money Love, Money in the Middle, right. De La Soul, the Jungle Brothers. So it really depends on the crowd. Right. And once I see how the crowd reacts, I know what I'm going to do. I've actually written a whole show, practiced the whole show, had the whole show word for word, tag for tag. I got there, my music was fucked up, and I was like, okay, scratch all of that. Because that's not even what I'm going to do now, because that's not what I'm feeling. Right.
So the show was great.
The show was exceptionally great. Actually, the promoter came back and said all the pictures of everybody laughing in that show was when you were on stage. So there's no greater compliment. I had the headliner come to me and say, yo, you a monster for real. Right. And I'm like, I'm busy. I'm sorry. Right. And it's a good thing. There's some people who struggle for that joke.
And I know because like right now, because I brought you on for a serious reason, because I'm sitting back and a lot of things is trending. Mike Tyson getting in the fight at the airport. I mean, in the airplane. Will Smith, running on stage. Just recently, the great Dave Chappelle. And I'm thinking it's already a council culture thing with comedians, right? It's already now
they trying, but they going
back. Now it's like danger right now. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm asking you, first I'm gonna ask you, with them two events talking Will Smith and Dave Chappelle, what are your thoughts on them? Then I'm gonna ask you on the back end, what do you feel like stand-up comedy is right now? Because somebody said that that's the beginning of the end. The Dave Chappelle event. Anybody knows Dave Chappelle was at the Netflix festival. Everybody knows he got attacked. Lee Isaiah, something like that. That was his name. He didn't get charged. He did get charged as well. And
he got charged.
Yeah, he got charged with
$30,000 bond, some bullshit bond.
That's down the line, but we're gonna keep going. But first, tell me what's your thoughts about?
Okay, to your first question. Will Smith is not a comedian.
Absolutely right.
Will Smith tried comedy recently. Will Smith, in my opinion, now I'll say this is my opinion. I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want. Will Smith is sold out for the industry, and if you have Corey Holcomb say it, she's done. If you have Corey Holcomb say it, Will Smith sold out for the industry a long time ago. And if that's what he chose to do, then that's what he can do.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I can't blame that $1 million man, $1 billion man. That $1 million, $1 billion man made his money. Okay?
Absolutely.
He came up from being a less than B average rapper and made his money. And now he's playing the game. Yeah. The same game Common's playing. Okay? Common's in 50 million movies.
Right.
Okay? But he came up from being a real rapper, a real decent rapper, to now being kind of like, yo, Common, all right, Common's in another Italian job. He's in another.
I like them in a couple of joints. I like them.
But Common was a real conscious rapper. You couldn't take nothing from him. Now, Common is a side note and a side joke to a certain degree. And I still like Common as an entertainer, but I know what he is. He's become very industry. Okay? So Will Smith is that industry guy, that 6 degree of separation playing in your booty hole guy. That's what he is. And I'm not worried about Will Smith at all. Like I said before, I'm not worried about a lot of people because you run down on me, I'm gonna bust your shit for real.
Right.
I tell people I'm on blood thinners and I'm clumsy. I'm not gonna let you fuck me up so I end up in the hospital because you pushed me off something. No. So Will Smith is not a comic.
He's not.
They write his shit. Absolutely. He's not off the head. I've went 45 minutes off the top of my head, kept everybody laughing the whole 45 minutes without a fucking note. That is something that is not taught. Right. Either you got it or you don't. Will Smith got big and then tried comedy, and it was like,
yeah, he tried, and on that note, he tried comedy on the later end too. He didn't really. Yeah. He didn't try.
And it was like Nene Leakes trying comedy, nigga.
It's like T.I. right now.
Exactly. And I love T.I. Make no mistake. Yeah. As a rapper and an actor, T.I. is the fucking truth. But you put that on stage and disrespect this woman because she's a better comedian than you. Right. Now you're a better rapper than her, but she said something and you were disrespectful with when and where you had to say what you had to say. Will Smith played himself. Yeah. Okay. He thought he was big. He got grandiose. He had the white people telling him, you it, Will. But now he see you lost all this shit behind your bitch. Right. Okay. Right. And if Jada has something to say, just like if me and my dude somewhere and somebody disrespect me, I've told my dudes, I've been married more than once, but I've told every single one of them, you ain't got to defend me because please believe I can do it myself. Right. You know what I mean? I don't need you to puff your chest out for me. Yeah. Okay. I don't have thin skin. Right. And whoever come at me crazy, you gonna know what's up when it's over with. Right. But Jada felt some type of way about it. And whether it's about her alopecia, which I think is some bullshit. It was a bad weave. You went to the girl down the street, she snatched your edges, your shit fell out, and now you bald-headed. Okay, everybody was bald-headed at least once. If you a woman and you a black woman with 4 hair, okay, come on, you done been bald-headed at least once. You done dyed your shit and you shouldn't have. You done used that cheap-ass perm and you shouldn't have. And you bald-headed. And what? What do? Throw some tracks in it, wear a wig, and keep it moving. Right. Jada wants people to feel bad for her. Right. Bruce Willis has alopecia. Okay, you see Bruce running around, Demi, save me. I have alopecia. He kept going. He shaved that shit off and kept it moving. And still a billionaire. Bruce Willis been doing it since he was on that show Moonlighting back in the fucking 80s.
That's one of my favorite actors.
And he was a comedian. And before that, he was a bartender. Right. So at the end of the day, you want sympathy, Jada, and I don't have no sympathy for your ass. You had a bad side job on your hair. Right. And it fell out, bitch. It happens. It happens. But now all the money Will losing, right, and all the endorsements and all that little fuck book he wrote, at the end of the day, the money you lost is way greater than her getting a damn synthetic ass wig from Shein.
That is true. That's true.
She could have got a wig and kept it moving. We know Jada didn't have her hair short forever.
Now, my question to you is, it's like a full circle with this though. But Chris Rock's reaction. Was you old? No, this is what I want to ask too. First, Chris Rock's reaction. Secondly, security. That's because these are two things I want to talk about. Not only with Dave Chappelle, but just like y'all at top. I'm talking about $1 million events. How I can understand holding the walls. I get that. Mm-hmm. But how do you get on stage when you at these type of events? One, even Will Smith, how do you just walk on stage without anybody saying, hey? Now second, then Chris Rock's reaction.
Here's the thing.
My mama say Chris Rock was a bigger man for not even retaliating.
No, that's not what it is. Chris Rock is part of this. Chris, let me rewind. In my last interview with you, I said Chappelle and Rock, some of the greatest.
Right.
Chris is part of that club.
Right.
Okay. Chris, I said in my last interview with you, is great. Like Chappelle, great.
Yes.
Chris is great. But have you noticed Chris does the Oscars? Have you seen Chris at the BET Awards?
No.
Will's at the Oscars. Have you seen Will at the BET Awards?
No.
It's a different level of comedy.
Absolutely.
Okay? They are considered the untouchables. Okay? Yes, Chris handled it like a man. But 99.9999999% of all the comedians I've talked to and I fuck with said Chris should have busted his shit. Because there's a lack of respect.
That's what I'm getting to. At least it should have been some type of altercation on the stage. Because I didn't mind him not like going all the way out, but at least guard yourself.
But even that though,
if you say
Chris is the hero now though.
Who that?
Chris was the intelligent black man.
He is.
Chris did the Martin Luther King turn the other cheek. While Will coming there like he fucking Malcolm X for real, but Chris kind of like was like, yo, dude, my guy. I mean, come on, is it that serious, my guy?
Yeah.
But the average person, here's the thing, Corey Holcomb would have busted shit. Earthquake would have busted shit.
Easy.
Jamie Foxx would have busted shit, drug him to the front row, and Q-Dog stomp techniqued his ass.
I believe.
Okay,
so. I think
Jamie Foxx done been in so many fights and shit.
Let me ask you a question.
LA, it's ridiculous.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think they would have said those jokes? Those same comedians.
Do you think? Excuse me.
Those same comedians would have. Because do you think that joke was scripted, or he just saw?
At the end of the day, I'm answering your questions. I've answered this question before. The joke was light. It was an Oscar joke.
It was.
It was a joke for TV, broadcast TV. You know when you do an event for somebody, what they want. If I got hired by a church, and I had a church try to hire me for the usher board anniversary, right. I said, y'all don't want me. I got some people that I could like steer you towards, right. But you don't want me right. Because one, I don't know enough of the damn Bible. Okay, right. I don't know enough of the Bible, and I'm gonna get in here and get in a role, and I'm gonna say some shit y'all don't want to hear.
Right. Absolutely.
So y'all don't want me, but I could get you the comedians who do the church shows.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The head minister, bishop, reverend, doctor, whoever shows. Right. Now, if you want somebody who gonna have people pissing on themselves and don't mind a couple cuss words right. and talking about pussy juice and stuff, then you want me. Right, but if you want that type of comedian, I can steer you just towards that type of comedian. They hired Chris like they hired Wanda Sykes. They're that type of right.
Wanda did a great job. She did a
right job. But here's the thing: they hired Wanda and Chris. Now, you think they're gonna hire Corey Holcomb?
No, absolutely not.
You think they're gonna hire some of them other big? You think they're gonna hire Cat Williams' crazy ass?
No, they will.
You see what I'm saying? So they hired who they wanted for the job.
Okay.
Who's gonna look good in the front of the Gap, folding the khakis?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So
now, that's why they hired Chris. And so Chris handled it how he should have handled it where he was. Now, if Chris was someplace else, like the BET Awards, when they used to have the Source Awards and shit, completely different thing. Okay, you see what I'm saying? If they would have hired him for something like that, then okay, yeah, they wouldn't have hired Chris.
Right.
Now, I mean, different comedians do different things. I said this before, and I think the comedian who I said it about is mad at me, but I really don't give a fuck. There's a comedian, local comedian. He's a nice guy, but he does this heavy metal comedy.
Right.
I don't listen to heavy metal music, so his comedy I don't dig, and I really don't get.
Right.
But he's a nice person.
Right.
So when he's talking about Pantera and Megadeth and that shit, I'm like, well, he shut the fuck up because I don't get it. Right. Now, if he was hired at one of those venues that play that type of music and had that type of crowd, then of course he's rated home.
Right.
Me, I don't dig it. So they hire the type of comedian they need for the type of crowd and the type of venue and the type of audience they're looking for. Chris was right for the Oscars. Wanda was right for the Oscars.
Right.
Will was right for the Oscars till he ran his ass up there. Now he a BET Award.
But do you say that joke before we go on? See, do you say that joke to the guy who is like, I mean, like, honestly, majority of the part of the Oscars was for Will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he was big. So do you say that joke at that time? At that time, we all know Will's life right now, you know,
it's fucked.
Is that, and plus is exposed due to Jada's, you know, Red Table. It exposed more than any other time in his life, and they know this. And Chris knows this. They say they was friends. I don't know what friends mean in Hollywood. They say they was friends, but do you say that joke at this time? Look
at my face.
I'm just saying. I do. Well, I think Chris was expecting a reaction. He didn't expect Will to go up there and do that.
No,
but that joke wasn't such a quote. It was light for the Oscars, but on a personal level, it wasn't light. No.
Here's the thing. As soon as Chris said it, I said harder comedians would have said, like me, would have said some shit like, "Yo, Jada, does that head match the carpet? What's going on? Let's see action, Jada." When you got alopecia, does it fall from under your arms, Jada? I would have said some shit like that. Will would have ran down on the stage with me, would say some shit like that. I would have picked that mic stand and wore his ass out. Now, and there's a lot of comedians who feel the same way. And I'll say this because of this. As a comedian, no different than a rapper, no different than a doctor, no different. And I said doctor, and I'll say that again, doctor.
Right.
You learn your craft. This is no shit you wake up and say, I'm going to be a comedian today. And the people who do that, they fail.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You hone your skills. You check the timing, the audience, the crowd, how much they drank, where they at, who they are. I've done a show in Compton at this place called a Family Room. I'm not from fucking Compton.
Right.
And the people I talked to before I went was like, don't you take your ass down there. They go carjack you and fuck you up. And you ain't doing no show down there. I was like, I ain't afraid of these motherfuckers.
Right.
And I went. And that's the night I met Cat Williams. I went. And when I went, I was like, okay, there's a bunch of Compton motherfuckers, Crip the kind of like, I don't know what the fuck they doing, but all right. And I went. And the show was fine. Cat was fine.
Right.
The whole thing was fine. But I had to make my jokes be Compton, California.
Right.
So you curtail your jokes and your material to where you are.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the show that I did recently, I had wrote like 40 minutes of material.
Right.
Because I usually do like 45 to write. And I got there and I wasn't in myself. I felt some type of way about various things. So I was like, shit, I know what I'm supposed to say.
Right.
And the guy who introduced me, he's like, what you want me to say? I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do, but it's going to be funny. How about that? And I went up there and I went from left to right, made up a couple jokes on the spot. And I will say that's one of the best shows I've ever done.
Right.
I looked at the people there. It was a large poly crowd.
Right.
And I didn't know what a poly was, so I moved here. But it was a large poly crowd, and I was like,
that potty crowd could be wild, probably.
And they big as fuck. Oh my God, the girls are big as fuck. I'm the size of one of them bitches' titties. Them motherfuckers is huge.
Right.
But I went and I had never did up a show with a bunch of polys before. But I sat there and I was like, shit, okay, I got some big ass hands. Yeah. So let me go out here and make my one joke that I've made before and change it for the crowd. That's what you have to do. So Chris played to that Oscar crowd. The joke he told was mediocre at best.
I agree.
It could have been harder, told by a bunch more people harder. Will should have acted like he acted, and he showed a blatant disrespect for comedy as a whole because you tried it. All your shit is scripted. You tried it. You fell on your face like to a certain degree, and I love T.I. T.I. did like Nene did, tried it, fell on their fucking face, and it was a novelty to them.
Right.
Okay? You see what I'm saying? When you grinding every day at this game, at the comedy game, you don't let it fall. Period.
Right.
They had the money to get in it and say, I'm gonna do this now. And it didn't work out for them. But for you to come and chastise somebody else because you and your feelings about your bitch.
Right. That's crazy.
Nigga, really?
It's crazy.
Really? And the Oscars to a certain degree allowed that to happen because it was Will's night. So when they saw Will walk up there, it was kind of like, what's Will about to do? It's Will.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It should be.
And Will tried to be hard. He tried to be Tupac. He tried to be what he should have did to Tupac way back when Tupac was alive. But the way the story's told, Pac slapped his ass.
Right. And it should have been better security, just like
they had the security.
About that. That's what's a little different because he was actually trying to harm him. I don't know if it was a transgender community, LGBT. I don't know.
No.
I do know Buddy does talk about him, the transgender community a lot.
And he should to a certain degree.
I want your take on that because I want to feel comfortable on stage just like you want to feel comfortable on stage. I'm not a comedian, but I want you to feel comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
And I love stand-up comedians. My cousin is stand-up comedian, Shot Deshaun Superdad, and I want y'all to keep thriving. And I don't want that and now people saying, oh, stand-up comedians, it's going to be the end because of this incident. So I want you to take on it and just see how you feel about it.
But his way, Will Smith situation,
right?
Chappelle situation. Chappelle is the greatest fucking comedian. I don't want to say ever lived, but he almost there.
Right.
That motherfucker walk on water, that'll make him the greatest comedian. Okay. Right. But he almost there. Make no mistake.
Yeah.
But Chappelle is also a nigga.
Right.
And I don't mean it the way that they go, nigger. No, I mean it like a nigga.
Right.
You can come and try anything with Chappelle.
Right.
Okay. Like Azalea Banks tried some little fuck shit with Chappelle. He didn't even answer. There was no answer to give.
Yeah.
Chappelle knows who he is, and Chappelle knows who he with.
Right.
Chris had Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes as his co-host.
Right.
Did you see the lineup of Netflix is a joke that Chappelle starred on?
I didn't get to see it.
Jamie Foxx. If you Google, Jamie Foxx done been in some shit with Plies. I love Plies.
Yeah.
Okay? Jamie Foxx, there's a video circulating with Jamie Foxx whooping somebody's ass in a restaurant in LA.
Right.
Corey Holcomb ain't gonna take too much. Okay? And I've said Corey quite a few times, and I'm not a big Corey fan. Right. Earthquake was there. I had a complete list. Lunel was there.
Yeah, Chris.
Lunel, the little bald-headed little black lady with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Lunel looked like she picked nails out the damn wall with her teeth.
Right.
You really think Chappelle riding with some light work?
Nah, not at all.
And that was the difference. And that's what people don't understand. When you are Dave Chappelle and you're respected in the game, people gonna run to your side. It didn't have to be just his security. There was other people who stepped in for him. He made a joke, if you're ever in something, Jamie Foxx and the sheriff are gonna break it up. Okay, there was a lot of people there. And again, I had a list that I had all printed out, and I think I left it at work, of all the people who wasn't gonna let no fuck shit go down. Right. When you are on your shit and you are one of the greatest and the best at what you do, there's a lot of people ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. It could have been dude just tweaking. It could have been dude wanting to make a name for himself. I've heard something about he was trying to give him his mixtape, but you had a knife.
You did.
When you have a knife and a weapon,
bag on as well.
Yeah. When you have that, you know what I'm saying? It changes dynamics big. I have a friend who's a local sheriff.
Right.
He comes to 99% of my shows. That's my guy.
Right.
I have people who hit me up before a show and go, hey, you got a show coming up and yo, what's it gonna be today? I know if some shit go down, I'm not by myself.
Right.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? I'm not by myself. Chris didn't expect it, but I think Chappelle's always ready for it because some of the backlash he's got for some of the stuff he said. They tried to cancel Chappelle. But when he showed up at that NBA game, he got a standing fucking ovation. You can't cancel somebody who's at that level. He's
at the cream of the crop.
You can't. You could tell somebody I'm a fucking boy. It don't matter to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I've transcended what you say as an individual. Yeah. Chappelle has transcended. He gave up millions of dollars and went to Africa and got his shit straight and his family straight. He ain't worried about what one little transgender sect have to say about him. There's motherfuckers I see and don't see who hate me. They're irrelevant. They're not worth my breath. So they can try to cancel him. It's never going to happen.
Right.
But I've said it before and I'll say it again. As a comedian, I've seen it get worse over the last few years where people feel like they could spit on you and throw beer at you on stage and all of it. I mean it when I say it, and I don't want to sit in jail. In the state of Utah, for simple assault, it's $336 to get out of jail.
Right.
I got $336. You run down on the stage on me for something I say. Yeah. I'm going to whoop your ass from the window to the wall because I take this seriously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is nothing you wake up and just do. All the time and effort and practice I put into this game, you think you're going to disrespect me? Oh, no, you're not.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And when I'm done, my folk gonna come up there and bust your shit too. Because you just took it to a completely different level it didn't have to be. If they let Trump orange ass run around and say 90% of the shit that he said, you got time for a comedian who's there just to entertain.
Yes.
To say what they had to say. You ain't gotta agree, but be respectful. People talk about, or it's a new thing, everything's acceptable. No, it's not. It's not going to be acceptable to all people. Okay? Everything's not acceptable. I'm a Muslim, a Black American Muslim who cuss like a sailor because I was one. I have people that say, you were in the Navy, but you're a Muslim. How does that work?
Right.
Nigga, I passed the test. Okay?
Right.
And I passed it quite well. I've had people who have these contradictions and they need to stop putting people in a box. Now, on that same Netflix is a joke lineup.
Right.
I wonder did anybody notice Flame Monroe, who's a beast at comedy, was on that lineup. And they try to make it to where Chappelle doesn't like transgender or trans whatever. But Flame Monroe then came out and gave Chappelle big ups. I mean, super big ups. I don't understand that pronoun, he, she, it, they, them, shit. I don't get it. I just don't.
Right.
Now, If you want to have titties and a dick, knock yourself out. But I don't get it, okay?
Right.
And I think that the world has gotten so super sensitive that they want to say, no, you're supposed to get it and you're supposed to understand.
Right.
They tried to cancel Chappelle for him talking, and he didn't say nothing wrong because he said he put a guy, whatever, on his show, and they were terrible.
Right.
But that was his friend. And people are trying to make their own narrative that they want to make. Stop trying to put people in a fucking box. How about that?
Right.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, was I the greatest sailor in the world? Fuck no.
Right.
No. I wasn't the greatest military person ever. Okay? Am I the greatest comedian ever? No. Am I the best Muslim ever? No. Again, Eid just passed, and I know a couple people want to hit me in the back of my head because how I am or how I show up or how I present myself. You got one life. You live that life and be the best, whatever the fuck it is you want to be.
Absolutely.
Okay? Stop trying to cancel people because they think different from you.
Yeah, because everybody, I think in the Muslim family, everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, but some people does it a little differently. I know, shout out to Kyrie Irving. Like I said, he does his more stricter, but different people does it different ways. And I think people have to accept people's differences in a way. And man, the same thing with, I think, our religion. Every Christian don't do the same thing, I'm assuming, right?
The Bible say don't eat pork, but come Easter Sunday, whoo, child, who cooked the ham? Come on, man.
Right, absolutely.
Let's be realistic about it.
And I think stand up as a whole, we got to protect that because
because it's the last free art form.
Right.
If you steal somebody's joke,
right,
the comedian's coming for your ass.
Right.
Okay?
You got to pay for that.
But they say Drake has a ghostwriter. I love Drake. Okay? But they say he's not as good as so-and-so and so-and-so because he has a ghostwriter. Okay, you ain't gonna get no ghostwriters in comedy unless you got a TV series. Right. And then you're not a comedian, you're an actor. The differences are there. It changes. It completely changes. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
So people need to wrap their minds around that and trying to make it all fit into a box because it doesn't. Okay. Right. I know my oldest daughter. I sent her to school to be a nurse anesthesiologist. Damn sure did spend a lot of my money at Barry University. I hate it to this day. What is she doing now?
Right.
I don't understand what the fuck she's doing. She wants to be a model. Then she wants to be a this and she wants to be that. Girl, leave me the fuck alone. You getting on my nerves. Right. How about that? But I know as a parent, I tried to set you up to be successful.
Absolutely.
Your idea of success for your children are not always going to be what you want it to be. You see what I'm saying? Are all those parents who got their daughters on the pole, stripping, doing fans only, making their ass clap at Magic City on the weekend, are they still not their children?
They still are.
Okay. Black China was shaking it.
They still love them.
Exactly. Now, what your child do might not be what the next person want their child to do, but you still accept them and love them and hug them and try to give them support in one way or another.
Absolutely.
I'm not satisfied with my oldest daughter. Some days I could punch her in the face. But to stop me from being negative towards the stuff she does, I separate myself to a certain degree. She knows if she's ever in real trouble, oh, mama got you.
Right.
But to deal with it every day and co-sign on what some of your friends will do, I'm not going to do that. And then there's my little baby, Pooh. She's 3. Pooh could tell me, she told me the other day, Mom, you can't poop on the potty while you're sleeping in the dark. Now listen to it. Is she right? Yes.
Yes.
As her mother, she's a fucking genius.
Right.
But to everybody else, they like, what is she talking about? To me, she's right and she's a genius, but she's 3. Now to some people say that's small. That's not nothing big. She's not gonna be a rocket scientist from that. But she's 3 and she realized you can't poop in the potty while you're sleeping in the dark. So my biggest thing is people need to stop trying to put stuff in a box. Chappelle grew up with Muhammad Ali is one of his fucking big brother's mentors.
So do you think the attack was based on his comment?
Do you think that?
You think his attack was based on his comedy?
I think the dude was trying to get on.
I think so too.
I think dude was trying to get on. Snoop Dogg said that when Nipsey Hussle came to him, he said, listen, I'm not going to give you a big speech. Just listen to my CD. Just listen. And you'll come back and find me. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Back in the 90s, Meth said he hated when people walk up to him and go, yo, I'm the greatest, I'm the this, I'm the this, I'm the rah, 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 rah. And he said he likes it when somebody walk up to him, give him a dap and go, if you got a minute, listen and keep it moving. And he's going to find them. Right. You know what I mean? At a certain degree, dude wanted to be on. But he ended up looking like a fucking erector set when he left. Arms broke back.
He was pretty beat. He was pretty beat up. And
he should have got beat up.
He was pretty damaged. He should
have got damaged.
I was surprised he actually got that close to Dave Chappelle. That's my thing.
But again, Netflix, you know they got insurance on Dave, right?
Oh, absolutely. He's a ticket now.
Okay, all right.
He's a ticket. All right. I mean, his name alone, his signature alone comes with insurance. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so at the end of the day, no matter how many millions and billions of dollars Dave has made, and he's been doing it 30 some odd fucking years.
Absolutely.
Okay, you think Netflix wasn't going to come up in one way or another if something happened to Dave? You think Netflix is not going to come up one way or another? Do they want something to happen? Maybe not. But do you think Netflix as an organization is not well taken care of if something happened to Dave on their fucking special?
Yeah, and he didn't get a felony though. You think about that.
And that's why they don't value Dave. Okay? Dave did have his little beef with Netflix too, because he came out and he did those shows, Sticks and Stones and this and that and that. And they were showing the Chappelle show. And he said in one of the specials, Dave wasn't paying him and didn't ask his permission.
He boycotted it. He boycotted people watching the show on Netflix. Yeah, he did.
So at the end of the day, they know his talent. They know his greatness. I mean, come on.
Right.
But are they still trying to make a buck off of him? Sure. And just like they said, Suge Knight had Tupac killed because the insurance.
I don't know, man. They say Tupac's still alive.
Tupac ass ain't alive because if he was, he'd be fucking Jada and Will be crying in the corner like the little bitch he is. Let's keep it a buck. If Pac was still alive, come on, man.
Who knows what their relationship would be if Pac was still alive?
There would be no relationship.
Who knows?
Jada already said Will is expendable. As a man, you know when you fucking expendable.
It hurt.
It's the truth.
That's a hurtful feeling to be expendable.
And that's why he acted like that. Will had his greatest night ever. And your bitch still letting you know you expendable.
Right.
Come on. Any man, and I got 9 brothers, and I say that all the time. Know when you're expendable. You know when you're not doing what you're supposed to. You know when you're not supposed to be in life. You know when you slacking off. You know when you fucking off. You know when, oh girl, look at you crooked. Like this the sorriest nigga ever. You know when you expendable.
Right.
Okay, and if some guys say, no, I'm not expendable. Nigga, you expendable too.
Absolutely. Everybody, I think, man, based on that, you should be on your P's and Q's.
Okay. And I will say this freely.
Yeah.
I know my value. At the end of the day, I'm getting my doctorate. My credit is good. I own my own house.
Right.
I have a government job. My kid got all her teeth. My condo is great.
Right.
My car is paid off. I know my value.
Right.
So at the end of the day, anybody who's lucky enough to get me, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
They know what they're getting. But please believe, to acquire me, you better be on your shit. Because I'm not an easy day.
Right.
I'm not an easy day. There's a lot of stuff to who I am. And every man knows if they just fucking off. Every man knows that. And every woman knows if she's fucking off.
Absolutely.
Every woman knows that. And at the end of the day, everybody has their whole phase. But your whole phase should not extend to your fucking 40s. Right. Look at Jules Santana. No teeth.
Right.
It ain't Dipset no more.
Yeah.
Kim Bella been trying to marry your ass for what? 20 plus years. Right. Now your ass out of jail, teeth gone, dope head, and now you want to marry her and then she accept you? Nigga, no. You pick up your kids on Saturday and get them moving while I keep on moving my direction. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So Chappelle knows who and what he is. Rock knows who and what he is. They both play their positions really well. And at the end of the day, Will ain't gonna never be able to recoup from this. It's not gonna happen. Because now the Negroes done walked away from Will, but you see the white folks walking away from Will ass too.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because you went to our meeting and you slapped another comedian at our meeting. What we expected so much more of you, Will. Damn it.
Yeah.
he done played himself. He played himself.
He did.
He played himself and he thought he was gonna come out looking like a dapper Don, and he played himself.
He did. And I think Jada definitely didn't help the picture by stating what she said after that. And these last two events when it comes to comedians have been so tragic and so upsetting to me, because I feel like, it paints a picture in society. Society always trying to cancel everything, and this doesn't help. And I wanted to get your take on it. And I'm so glad we had time to chop it up, because I know you've been so busy running around. And before I go, I know we talked about you said you was in a clip or something, next week's special, something you said.
No.
Said,
there's a comedian out of Vegas named Taurus Fairley. Actually, he's out of Chicago.
Yeah.
And he has a YouTube series. And he actually produces it pretty well. The last episode I really like way more than other episodes. Yeah, I said it, Taurus.
What's his name?
Taurus Fairley.
Taurus Fairley. Shout out. Man, I gotta check it out, man.
But his series is called Jerome Ferris. And he hit me up asking me to do it. And I was like, I really legit, I'm busy, but I'll do it. I didn't even get out the car. If you look at it, I didn't even get out the car to do it because I was that I gotta go.
Right.
But I played Vanessa in it, and it's a series that he has, and it's it's a 5-minute TV show.
Right.
And so much happens in the 5 minutes. You're like, wait a minute, hold on, what's happening? And then it comes out about once a month.
Right.
So if you're on it, you keep watching this underground comedy series, and I did it, and I like the way it came out. It gave me the Insecure vibe. The Issa Rae, whatever her name is, the girl from HBO. It gave me that vibe, and I like the way it's going. Right. So shout out to Taurus, because if I don't say shout out, I'm gonna hear your mouth.
Yeah, I gotta definitely check that out, man.
Yeah, the last one I think is really, really good, but it's kind of like an underground little comedy series, and I like it. I like the way it is now. I really do. Yeah. So I did that recently on top of like I said, What the Buck and the plain old comedy.
Yeah, man. Continue for blessings, man, pouring on you, man. And thank you for returning, spending your time with the good guy, man. It's always good to see returning guests, especially in the time of need when you need comedians to chop it up with you.
Okay.
What's going on in the crazy world? Listen, they said rap was the most dangerous career. I think it's now turned to comedians. Be safe out there. It's your boy Mark Goodman, aka the voice box of the block, and we out.
It don't matter the topic, whatever it is, then you know that we got you. We spread all the knowledge, we talk about politics, even the gossip. You can hear us on Spotify or tune in to YouTube. You even can watch us. I know we got haters. I can promise you one thing, that we never stopping. It's the Good Guy Podcast. I ain't bragging, but we are the greatest. It's the Good Guy Podcast.